Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I am Yvonne. And as we said a few times ago, we're going to start this with me asking this question. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's been going on? So, at some point, I want this to become more interactive. As I said, I want to hear from you as much as you're hearing from me because that's how you learn is this exchange of things with people. So, just wondering, it's rough out there for all of us. I tell you, with tariffs that I've been reading about, I go, what supplies do I need to stock up on? It's almost feeling like it did during the pandemic in March of 2020 when it started. What do you have to buy? What do you need to stock up on just to kind of take care of your basic needs? And I was thinking, oh, okay, I could order some things from Sam's Club, like a Costco. And I go, oh my goodness, my coffee beans. I mean, it's something as simple as that, right? I looked at the back of the bag and they're Arabica beans, and those bad boys aren't grown in the United States. So my fear is that those are going to be taxed so high that they're just going to be ridiculous. So right now, I have a stash of about 9 months worth of coffee, and who knows, I may buy some more just to kind of take care of myself. And I'm guessing there is that possibility that you're thinking of it too. So that's one challenge I have. So I'm sure that you have your stories too. And we're all there. Okay, it's like misery loves company. No one wants to be miserable. And one thing you do is just share. Let folks know you're struggling and just have those kinds of conversations. Okay. What I wanted to kind of do is, well, first of all, making sure, have you done anything about your 401k, IRA, whatever your employer has? Are you putting at least a little bit of money aside for that? And please tell me that if you're not doing it yet, that you're at least making a plan. And one of the next times that we chat, you'll be able to tell us all that, yay, I took care of it. I am taking care of my future. Okay. Please tell me you're doing that. Because, I've told you before, what I like to do is read stories about just getting ready for retirement and just the things to be aware of, right? And I saw this, I just have to look at it. It said, the dream of retirement versus the reality of retirement. A lot of people will say, when I retire, I want to go to all these fancy places. I want to go spend time with the kids. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I want to go out and travel. And that's a great goal. That's wonderful. You're thinking about it, and that's wonderful. That's the dream for you. Then the next question is, how are you making that a reality? Okay, it's not going to happen by magic. So, are you saving up for that? Your 401k is one way. Now, Social Security, I know it's getting a bad rap of late. And, I had a conversation about a week ago, and a friend of mine said, well, how did she phrase it? She said, Social Security is a pyramid scheme. And I go, ho, 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 stop, 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 stop. And yes, I want to hear somebody else's point of view, but I really needed her to understand this Social Security is by no means a pyramid scheme. It was a program put into place so that we all can retire with some source of income. So you're putting money away now so that you can make use of it in the future. Okay? And have you ever did you know, let me put it this way. Did you know you can get a statement from the Social Security Administration of how much you've put into the system? So I did just a little bit of research, not much, trust me, it wasn't all that much, but I just wondered, can we get a statement of what we've put into Social Security? And the answer is yes, you can. Okay. The Social Security Administration, when you hit 60, they will start sending you the statements so that you'll know what you've put in. I mean, it's just nice to know, right? Because, well, we'll get on to the why it's good. But the other way, if you're not 60 and you are not getting those statements automatically, once a year, they send them out once a year, then you can request them. You just go online. It is SSA form 7004. Just put your social security statement, something to that effect in there, and you can pull up your information, which I didn't know that. I thought that was excellent to know, just to have an idea, because I did that. I was wondering, I have no idea. It's come out of my paycheck for decades, and I had no idea. And my understanding of this system is when we all put money into it, it goes into some sort of an interest-bearing account, and it's all based on the faith and trust of the United States government that we all get this money back one day. For most of us now, it'll be at 67 years of age that we'll be at full retirement age. So if you ever, wonder when you can get that money, well, we talked about it before. You can get it earlier than that under certain circumstances, but full retirement age is at 67. So I looked at this statement to see how much I've put in, and it was a, pretty sizable amount. And so anybody who tells me it's a pyramid scheme, that's bunk, okay? It's my money. And one day I expect to get it back. And, if the federal government is cautious with those funds, I could expect to receive in 30 years, over $1 million. And so that's my cash. That is money that I'm relying on at some point. I'm taking care of myself, obviously, in other ways, but there is that. And, I told you about this before. I have a small, and I do mean small, pension coming too. But all of these make it so that I can retire with dignity. That is all we're asking for, all we're looking for. And, take care of yourself in some way. We have no other option, okay? And I was telling you earlier about family members who say they don't have money to save, but taking lots of trips, and that's great to have those kinds of memories with the kids. I remember going on vacations as a child too. They were few and far between. Mom did what she could to give us a good life, and we traveled as much as we could. It wasn't that often, but and I'm bringing this up. Here's really where I'm getting at when I bring this up. The things that we do when we're children, when we're getting ready to do things, what we can afford, is I am creating a retirement for myself and my husband where our standard of living is pretty much where it is right now. Okay, we're not going to have thousands of dollars to spend visiting people. It's simply not going to happen. We'll be able to take care of ourselves. We'll be able to have fun. We'll be able to pay the bills. We'll be able to do some light traveling, sure, but it's going to be budgeted. It's you can't go into retirement and say, let's do all these fun things, and you spend up all that cash, and then one day you're like, I've run out of money. I wasn't playing this game very wisely. And I guess I really shouldn't have said play the game, but play the game of life is where I was kind of going with that, where you have to take care of yourself. You have to be smart. You have to be, just look at this as, your life's work. There's this money. How much of it can I use on an annual basis, just pretty much to keep myself where I am right now? And right here, right now, is not in a bad place. We were talking about buying clothes and shoes, and that's not my thing. And even if it was, it'd be like, okay, wait a minute, do I want to spend $1,000 on a fun pair of shoes, or do I want that new account where I can have fun later? It's life is about choices, right? You want to have fun now. Obviously, you want to enjoy your life. You want to enjoy your life as you age. one day you're not going to be able to work. The dream versus the reality, right? One day we just won't be able to work anymore. And you got to take care of yourself. You got to be smart. And you don't have to put a lot away. Like I said, I looked at that statement of what I've contributed to this point to my Social Security account, and it's a pretty good amount. And left alone to grow, interest bearing, when I go to take that money out, it will be worth over $1 million. And so don't let anybody ever say that Social Security is a pyramid scheme. It's not. It's one other way we can fund our retirement. It's all about dignity, people. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't deserve that money. You deserve every dime of it. You worked hard. You took care of yourself. You took care of your family. You took care of your obligations. That's to be commended. And as each day we're getting closer to the time where work is just not an option anymore. And I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to love yourselves enough to be able to provide for yourself. None of us makes six figures. We've already discovered that. We're all in this boat together, just trying to figure out how to get by each and every day, now and into the future. So folks, that is the end of today's session of Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I look so forward to having these chats with you, and one day I want to hear back from you, and let's just do this again. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye.